everyone, I'm Evelyn. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Today we're building a luxury container home, I suppose. So I sat down yesterday with every intention to build a base game family house because I know that it's been a while since the last time I built anything base game, and I just ended up building something else. Like, I don't know what happened, but I just did not feel it. So I just decided to build something else. Like, I can't explain exactly what happened, but I had every intention to build a base game house because yeah, I don't build a lot of them. And also, the base game is free soon, so I figured, they would come in handy for some new players that don't have other packs and stuff, but I ended up just not building it. My intentions were in the right place, but my actions showed something else. So I ended up building this house instead, which is kind of inspired by, it's a picture that I found on Pinterest, but it's not a picture and it's not a painting. I'm not really sure how to define the picture, or the motif, how to define how it was made. I don't really know. So I just came across this like funny style while literally looking for a house that I felt could fit with a base game house. And it just hit me that I really wanted to build that one instead. So, yeah, we ended up building something completely different. I will not say that I kind of wanted it to be a tiny house, but it's definitely not, it's not tiny anymore, but I still kind of feel like it's a tiny house. I'm not going to call it in the title though. But if you look at the interior, it definitely is very small. Like, I don't even have room for a staircase on the inside. So there's a ladder leading to the second floor, but I just feel like I think it might be because it's a 2-story, it just looks a little bit too big to be a tiny house. There's a whole floor with extra space on it, and yeah, I don't want to make my fellow tiny house enthusiasts angry out there, so I'm just not gonna call it that this time around, but it's definitely a container house. It's an upgraded container house with a lot of modifications made to it, and I had some fun with the shape of it. I wanted there to be a lot going on the exterior. Obviously, there is a lot going on with the exterior. Somehow I still feel like it kind of ties it all, like it's all tied together in a way anyway. I'm not really sure why, but I just feel like it works. And well, it's just lucky because it's my build. If I felt like it didn't work, something would be seriously off. I wouldn't be doing my job very well, at least. But it was a lot of fun trying to decorate and just build on the exterior of this house and make sure that there was a lot going on. I kind of had a little bit of a puzzle going on here as well with the platforms and the sized down glass inserts from, where are they from? Island Living? Yes. Because technically when you size something down and you place it on or next to something that's not on the same height, it's kind of glitches a little bit. It wants to stick to the other height. I don't know how to phrase that, but it kept like floating in the air. So that was a whole puzzle as well that I had to deal with a couple of times. We figured it out. Everything is good, but just trying to make sure that there's a lot going on the exterior. I just want to apologize ahead of time, by the way, now that we're 4 minutes into the video, but I have not slept for like 5 days, not on purpose, just want to say. So quick little note that I don't want to call a rant, that I don't want to call a complaint, because I know some people are probably going to be like, it's so unfair that you're complaining about that. But I live next to a couple with a toddler and a baby and a dog, and I live underneath a couple also with a baby, and their bedroom is right above mine. So I now get woken up in the middle of the night because their baby is crying. I'm not supposed to be able to hear it because this is a newer building. It's very sound isolated, but this baby must have extreme lungs or something, because my gosh. So that's been an issue lately and I've just not slept. So if the voiceover turns out a little bit weird, it's because I'm slightly delusional because I've just not slept. Just so you know. Be prepared. It might happen. I can't promise not to go there, but yeah, you've been warned. And I know you can't tell a baby to stop crying cuz it's a baby. They cry, which is why I haven't said anything to my upstairs neighbor. But as a person who has deliberately chosen not to have a baby, it's kind of bothering me that I still have to deal with it. So that's the thing. Yeah. Anyway, I hope the child grows up and becomes very lovely and not very screamy in the future, but right now it's a very loud, very, very loud baby. So also the couple next to me actually live between two couples, then below a couple. It's a lot anyway. And then on the other side, the couple with the toddler and the baby and the dog, they were fighting the other day, and I was sitting on my bed reading, and I was just like, well, this is awkward. I don't want to follow this. Like, bye. It's going great in this apartment right now. I don't know what's up. Like, it was fine, quiet for like months, and then all of a sudden there's noise everywhere. Where is it coming from? Why is it happening right now? I have no idea. But the partying neighbors are gone. Now we're dealing with babies instead. It's like the circle of life or something. I don't know what's going on. It's fine though. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, so you've been warned. Also, Saturday's video and also Sunday's video might be a little bit on the shorter side. For some reason, this build right here took me so long to build as well. I ended up with, like, this is almost a tiny house and the video is over 20 minutes long. That's unusual for my tiny houses, I feel, but I just took my time with it, I suppose, or something. But Saturdays and Sundays builds might be a little bit on the smaller side, so if there's anything specific you'd like to see, definitely let me know right now in the comments, because anything smaller. It could also be an apartment, like if there's a theme that you'd like me to build according to or in, I don't know how to phrase that, let me know. But I am literally going away all day yesterday because, like I said in, I think, my previous video, I have become an auntie again, an aunt. So my sister actually gave birth, when was it? When was it? On the 30th? 28th? I don't remember exactly, which is probably bad. I already failed my my job as an aunt. I can't remember my niece's birthday. It's fine. It's new. I'll remember it. It's fine. But I'm going there tomorrow, Friday, to say hi and visit the baby, get acquainted with her, yes, and also to deliver food to my sister and her boyfriend, because I'm sure they haven't really had the chance to like go and get stuff since they've mainly just been at home. So I guess getting settled and everything, you know. So yeah, the videos might be a little bit shorter, not longer. I was supposed to say longer. No, shorter, because I won't have that extra day to record. So if there's anything you'd like to see, let me know right now and I will take it into consideration. Otherwise, I'll just come up with something myself. But yeah, that's the thing. So I don't know, I'm very excited to go see her. A whole new family member who, as far as I have learned, does not scream and cry as much as my upstairs neighbor's baby does. No competition though. But anyway. So now that rain is out of the window, we are going to be talking about the build. Unless I suddenly start talking about books, which are, like, it wouldn't be a surprise, would it? So anyway, you've been warned about that too. So the house, oh yeah, quick note, I forgot to decorate the bathroom on cam, but there is basically a shower stall in there and also a toilet. There is no sink, but there's a sink in the kitchen. Here I kind of forgot to record a little bit as well. I was just having some issues apparently remembering that. Just here though, so everything else is fine. But I've just missed a little bit of decor right there. I will say the counters, I have sized them down, but if you zoom in a lot, by a whole lot, you can still see the counters sized down. I just wanted to make sure that you could move the chairs if you wanted to, because if I sized them down all the way to like super, they're not sized down yet, but we'll get there. Well, they are sized down a little bit, but not as much as they're supposed to, or not as much as they end up being in the end. I mean the island counters below the shelf unit, by the way. That's how you make this like bar situation without island counters. You size them down as much as you can. So I use tool to size them down even more than that, so you can't actually see the counters. And they're not sized down so much that you cannot see the counters at all now. You can still size them up and like move them around if you want. Just if you don't like the chairs being there, I just wanted to give you guys the opportunity to actually move them. But you like have to zoom in a lot to see the island counters below the shelving units. So just wanted to point that out. If that didn't make any sense to some of you, let me know and I'll explain exactly what that island or what the bar situation is over there. I know they have like both a bar, but also, or is it a bar? I don't know if I want to call it a bar, but they have both that and also a dining table. However, this house actually has room for 4 Sims total. So I wanted to make sure that they could all sit at a dining table and the bar only has 2 seats. So the bar is mainly supposed to be like an office situation or like a study corner situation. I don't know how to or what to call it. But also maybe like a breakfast bar as well. So they wouldn't have like their big meals there. They just sit there and have a snack. I delete one of the laptops later on, by the way, just in case you're wondering. But yeah, we need more vertical we need more horizontal bookcases instead of vertical ones. I've said this before, but we're missing some. Would love to see some extra ones of those in the game. Right now we only really have like 3, and style-wise, they don't go in a lot of different spaces. So this is where I sized them down. So you can still kind of see them if you zoom in a lot. But if you don't actually go look for the island counters, you can't see them. So yeah, just so you can still move the chairs around if you want to. Or delete them altogether if you want to. I was actually having the biggest issues placing down the ladder. For some reason, I don't know if I included it in the footage, but for some reason, it didn't want to stay where I wanted it to. Like, it didn't want to go through the floor. It was very odd, because it said something about the wall height had to be at least 1.5 meters or something. I'm only using platforms on this like smallest bit right here, or I am actually building on medium wall height for the bottom floor. However, I've raised the platform so much that it's basically, it looks like the smallest, the shortest wall height. So you can still, like, there's like a staircase made out of platforms leading to this bedroom area, which is technically open. We'll address that in a second, because you might be like, well, does this house have room for 4 Sims? Why is there an open situation with the bedroom down here? But I don't really know why on the shortest wall height, the staircase or the ladder still didn't want to place itself down where I wanted it to, but if I rotated it, it was fine. It was very strange. It was extremely strange. So I kind of had to place it over there in the corner by the dining room, which is not the place that I wanted it to be, but it's the place that it got to be. So I can't really... It was glitchy. I had to deal with the glitches. If you're wondering about the ladder placement, which I'm sure none of you actually were, but if you were wondering, yes, it bothers me, and I was not able to place it anywhere else, basically. Otherwise, the whole floor plan on the second floor would have been strange as well, so yeah, that's just a thing. As for the open situation to the bedroom on the ground floor, I figured it would be okay. Like, it's still kind of closed off with the half wall, sort of. The kitchen is so far away, and it's like you can't even see down there from the kitchen. But if it causes issues with Sims, you know, some issues that might occur with open bedrooms, you know, I have not had the chance to playtest that because I only have my Sim self, and I'm sorry, but I'm not exposing my Sim self to that kind of behavior. So we're not going to playtest it, but you're free to just close off the area if you want to just drag a wall and place down a door or something. I just really like the look of it, like walking down the platforms down to that open area. I thought it looked really cool, but also... say that the other Sims are hanging out in the living room upstairs, that would be fine. Their bedroom is also closed off, so like any other issues, it should be fine. But I was thinking about it a little bit. Like, I don't know for gameplay purposes if it's causing any issues. I also don't really know what kind of household actually lives in this house. If you have any ideas, let me know. I would love to hear you out on that because you guys always come up with some fun background stories. And actually, I feel like this house itself doesn't really have much. It's not that there's no personality in it, but there's no like clear personality in it, if you get what I mean. I don't know if that made any sense. But yeah, if you can come up with anything, let me know. And I also wanted to say for tomorrow, okay, we are decorating the living room right here. It's very small. It's a 4x4. The other bedroom is also a 4x4, but they have all the essentials in there. Both of the bedrooms are kind of decorated the same way. I wanted to keep it that way with like this. It looks like, what are they called? Acoustic panels on one of the walls. I thought it would look nice and cohesive if both of the bedrooms had that. So if you're wondering why both of them are sort of in the same style, well, that would be why. Also, that window is so big. Could you imagine during the summer? I know they have curtains, but like curtains only do so much. Imagine during the summer if windows and the sun worked the same way. By the way, there is a thermostat or whatever that's called in the house, so you can adjust the temperatures. Although I had issues figuring out where I like to place it or where it would look good, it's just downstairs. But anyway, but imagine if the sun and windows work the same way in the game as they do in real life. Let me tell you, my apartment, I have big windows, and my apartment is basically a sauna over the summer. No air condition, no thermostat, unfortunately. So if they didn't have one and the sun and windows work the same way as they do in real life, this would be basically like they would be toasted, you know? They would be roasting in that bed, is all I'm saying. Like, this room would be so warm with that big window. Or maybe not, because it is the angled one, so the sun doesn't actually... Well, I didn't think about that. Problem solved. It is a gorgeous window, though. I'm totally not biased. Totally not biased or anything. But it's a beautiful window. I love it. Have also sprinkled in a few of the newer items, newer kit items in this one. I don't feel so bad. Well, I wouldn't feel bad about using it anyway, but I feel less bad, if that makes any sense, using this kit because it's still free for download, by the way, if you haven't learned, checked, or noticed, or if nobody's told you, you can still download the what's it called? Oh, this is embarrassing. Desert Lux kit. Why did I forget what it was called for a sec? That's embarrassing. Anyway, you can still download it off Origin, by the way, so if you don't have it, why haven't you? Go get it. It's an amazing kit. Totally biased here still, but it's amazing. Objectively speaking, it's an amazing kit, so you definitely should take advantage of that opportunity. Today we're checking how it works with primarily, what is it, Eco Lifestyle, Dream Home Decorator, base game, and what else are we using today? Tiny Living possibly? I think it's mainly those other two, because yeah. I already knew before I started building this that it was going to fit into Brindleton Bay. No, this is not Brindleton Bay. It's not Brychester. What's it called? Evergreen Harbor. This is going great. Wow. I cannot remember names today. This is awful. But I just knew that it was going to fit in here. I didn't know that I was going to go for an eco style. It just kind of happened, but it's a container home, so it just made sense. Oh yeah, we're also building on a 20 by 15. I forgot to say at the start of the video. Better late than ever, but so technically I think that's one of the reasons I still want to call it a tiny house, because it's a tiny lot. It's just whenever I add second floors to tiny houses, I feel like they're suddenly massive. So it just, I don't know, it doesn't really, would you call this a tiny house? Like, give me your opinions. Would you call it a tiny house? Because I'm at a loss a little bit. As for the landscaping, we're having some fun with gravel. I think this terrain paint is newer. I don't know when they put it in the game, when it sneaked itself. I really cannot talk. This is going amazing. Anyway, I don't know when they sneaked it into the game or when it sneaked itself into the game, but I'm sure it was through some kind of SFX or whatever those the small drops are called. So, or if it's not, let me know as well, because I just, one day to the other, it was just kind of, I just noticed it. And it looks nice. It looks newer. The texture looks way too good to be an older terrain paint. So I don't know if I just never noticed it before, if it's actually from a newer update, but I like it. I like it a lot. So I wanted to have some fun with it, but both mixing it with some dirt and also some grass, so that we could make these like framed up areas with just primarily at least green plants. There's a little bit of white in there and a pop of color from the lavender, but I mainly wanted to go for green instead of flowery, so it just wouldn't take too much attention away from the house. And I also don't feel like this is a house that would have flowery kind of landscaping for some reason, so it's mainly green. And then we're framing up all the landscaped areas with rocks as well that are sized down by one, just to, and then like swap between the different models just to make it look a little bit varied instead of just an identical rock being duplicated over and over and over. So, but I like the look of this gravel in Evergreen Harbor. I think it fits in here, but yeah, I think that's the end of this build for now. So if you guys like it, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the trade files can be found over on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. You could also find a link to my booktube channel in the pinned comment. If you like books, check it out. But that is all I got for you guys today, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!
Closer, closer, I'ma get closer to you, yeah. Got me, baby, got me hooked on you once again. Girl, I need you. How many times do I wanna yell? 'Cause we could be so complete. Baby, I'll never want anyone new. I was on the bed and you undressed. Baby, when I pulled you in and felt your breath, then I knew the girl I need you. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Every moment is another chance. Loving you is all I wanted. I'm wide open for a love affair. Girl, when you're looking like that. Closer, closer, I'ma get closer to you, yeah. Got me, baby, got me hooked on you once again. Damn. Girl, I need you. How many times do I wanna yell? 'Cause we could be so complete. Baby, I'll never want anyone new. I was on the bed and you undressed. Baby, when I pulled you in and felt your breath, then I knew the girl I need you. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. Smiling like that, I could